Welcome to the Forever Better Academy podcast, where you will be given the principles, tools, and techniques to reach the next stage on your journey of self-mastery. Who could you become? I'm your host, Wade Vincent. Hey guys, welcome back once again to another episode of Forever Better Academy podcast. Now, there are riches all the way along the road to riches. All right? So today, what I want to dive into with you guys is there are many roads to riches. There is no one path fits all, so to speak, right? So this is something that I think most people probably neglect to do and really don't spend that amount of time to focus on and consider and determine what riches mean to them. So, you know, and that's my question for you today. Have you ever really taken the time to sit down and be real with yourself and ask the question, you know, what do riches mean to me? And I guess sort of as a flow on from that, how do I get there? Right? So, and now for some clarity, when I talk about riches, what I mean is I'm not just talking about financial wealth. Riches as in, you know, finding what means success to you, finding your gold. You know, if you've ever read a book called The Alchemist, you know, it speaks about that. There's a story very much on finding your gold, you know. So, I think ultimately all of us in some way, shape or form have a desire to find our riches and the road how to get there, right? So it's really important, as I say, you've got to take the time to define what success means to you. What are your riches? What's important? What matters to you on your journey? You know? Now, it's especially in this day and age, in the world of social media and especially like apps like Instagram, right, where it's very easy to be misled or interpret things or present things in a way that they aren't truly. So you know, like it can get depressing if if you're looking at social media and you're constantly scrolling down through your feed and every picture and image that you're looking at is someone dressed very well, standing in front of a Lamborghini, parked in front of a 17-bedroom mansion, or they've just driven up in front of their private jet. It's very easy to feel disheartened and start to question yourself or get distracted by other people's riches. And to that point too, it's very important to remember the people posting content can frame it however they so wish. It's for attention. It's done in a strategic manner. So you ever heard the saying, don't believe everything that you read, don't believe everything that you see, right? I know that's a crazy thing because, you know, in the past you used to be able to be like, I've seen it, it's real, I see it. But in this day and age, not everything is what it seems, right? So don't get disheartened or spend too much focus on what, you know, your perception of other people's riches are, right? So seeing other people apparently succeeding in ways that you would like to, or perhaps feel a sense of pressure that you should be achieving at a certain level, is detrimental. None of that is helpful to you, because ultimately your life, your path, your journey is yours and yours alone. And those people or personas that you're being subjected to, whether willingly or unwillingly, aren't always what they seem. And even if they are, and that is 100% true reflection of what somebody else's life is, it's their life. It really doesn't have anything to do with us, does it? You or me or whoever else is looking at it. So it's hard to fathom. We don't truly know what people went through to find their riches, right? So it's easy when you look at an image and you start to dream up your own perception, or tell yourself a narrative, or buy into a narrative around what you're seeing when you look at these kind of pictures and the content on social media. And it might be the first time that you've seen it, or every picture is of a similar what's the word I'm looking for? Context. You truly don't know what that person went through, and it can seem like, oh, they just made this success instantly, when they could have spent 20 years refining, themselves and their business or their approach, and truly found their success, in a way that satisfies them. Now, it can be daunting to feel this immense pressure, to keep up with the Joneses, and as I said, I'll say it again, your life and your riches and your road to riches and your journey is for you and you alone. It isn't anybody else's, and nor is theirs yours. So that's step one, is don't need to even focus or consider or worry about other people's success and their riches and what is important to them in their lives. Now, internally, it's a very challenging thing to be level-headed enough or mature enough or sound of mind to not feel disheartened or challenged or behind, so to speak, in your life. And especially like in the early days, this is one that that I personally have felt and put unnecessary pressure on myself around when you have a perception of somebody and their not just their personality but their capability, and when you see somebody who you believe you are equally as capable, if not more capable than they are, and watching them succeed or exceed what you think that they're capable of, and it's far greater than what you're achieving, and that used to frustrate me all the time. I was overwhelmed, or couldn't fathom how somebody I perceived to be not super intelligent or a genius level absolutely crushing it. And then I had to sort of step back from myself and remember, as I just mentioned, it's not my journey. It's their journey, and it's a hard thing to do when you sort of feel that frustration and frustration at yourself, because everything is a projection of how you feel about yourself when you put that onto the world. And if you can humble yourself and be in a position where you celebrate their success, you don't focus on others' success, or you don't compare yourself to others and their success, because their measure is ultimately going to be different to yours. You don't want to feel a bitterness or resentment towards those people, because it's not due, it's not warranted. You're wasting valuable and powerful energy that you control and contain and have that ability to utilize in a beneficial way, and you're wasting it being frustrated at others aka frustrated at yourself because other people are doing what you would like to do. And that was me, 100%. And now, you gotta celebrate other people's wins. It's so important. Not just, there's enough hate in the world. It doesn't need any more, right? And hating someone or having, a resentment towards somebody over their achievements is ludicrous. Prop them up, power to them. They probably work their butt off. Actually, I guarantee they work their butt off to get where they are and what they've achieved for themselves. Because it's hard for everyone. Even if someone makes it look like it's easy, I guarantee they've gone through the struggles and earned what they have. And I've spoke about that in other podcasts. Everything that you have is you deserve it. You get what you deserve, and if you do the work and put the effort in and grind, you'll achieve the same. Too much focus on other people's riches, right? So forget about all of that, and don't worry about feeling that resentment or bitterness. Prop them up, even if it feels unnatural and you don't want to do it. That's the time when you need to do it. When you're about to write a comment or something mean or must be nice or something ridiculous that doesn't help or bring value in any way, try to stop yourself and write something positive. Congratulations. It must have been hard to get there. One day I hope to reach the success for myself. Not reach your success, okay? This is important, the wording here. Just write something positive. And you'll feel better for it later. You're not gonna... How could you possibly feel bad congratulating someone on their success? Right? Seriously, if you really, take stock of that and think about it, if you carry bitterness and resentment, if you're one of those people who jumps on, and I'm guilty of this too. I'm not gonna sit here and bullshit you. I'll be real with you. There's been times in my life when I've been frustrated and at myself and wrote some comment where it wasn't valuable or helpful in any way, shape, or form. So take that time, write something positive. If when I was a little kid, right, and I'm sure many of you in my generation or age group heard this from your parents and grandparents growing up. And if you didn't and you're young and this is new, take this in, right? When I was little, I was told, if you can't say something nice, don't say anything at all. Super valuable. Right, the wisdom from our elders is equally, if not more relevant today than it was when I first heard it as a little kid. If you can't say something nice, don't say anything at all. You should live your life by that. I do. It's powerful. I have to ask myself, is this going to help or hurt this person when I say these things? And if the answer is that it's going to hurt the person and not be helpful, I shouldn't be doing it. We're all going through the same things. We all have a struggle, different struggles, but a struggle is a struggle regardless, right? Prop each other up. Man, that looks great. Car's nice. Must be cool to fly on the private jet. Congratulations. I bet you earned it. Say that stuff. Connect with those people, right? And that's another side aspect of this. You are who you surround yourself with. And the fastest way to get yourself in the right kind of circles and the people that are achieving things that you would like to achieve or have similar roads to riches that you hold for yourself, comment. Offer something of value to them. See if you can provide something that's beneficial to that person and surround yourself with that mindset, that mentality, include yourself in those conversations. It's far more beneficial. See, this is that flow on, right? This is that the karma, the energy, you put that good energy out, it comes back to you tenfold. You think about how much now, and taking that into consideration, knowing that, right? Knowing that the energy you put out into the world comes back tenfold to you. Think about all the times that you put out bitterness or hate or negative comments or feelings, and it's this self-perpetuating prophecy of destruction of your soul. Like, and I know that sounds like, that's heavy, but that's reality. Why would you put out little bits of hate here and there, little bits of hate, and then bad comes back to you and you're like, yes, see, I knew, man, that's exactly right. I'm down on my luck. Woe is me. It's rubbish. Gotta flip it. Everything. And this, I share this with you now. And this is something else that I live my life by that is powerful, right? And I've seen it in action. I've lived it. I've felt it. It's a part of my mindset now. Everything that you want to receive in life, you must give it first, right? You want more love in your life, give more love. When you're struggling and you're feeling down, and the times when in my relationship I feel I need some more love and attention, that's the indicator to me I need to give a little more love and attention. Because of reciprocity, when I start to do that with my partner, when I give her more love and attention, she feels better, her cup is filled up, she feels nourished, and she has more to give back. And it's then that's the perpetual cycle that you want to be a part of, right? You're giving and you're receiving, and it fills you up, and it just it becomes this snowball effect. More good, more good, more good. You nourish yourself, you feel better, and you're giving more, and it spreads, and it has this massive impact and can change the world. I honestly believe that with all my heart. Now, when you take your focus off other people, right? And you remember this is your journey that you need to navigate. No one else is going to navigate for you. No one else is going to live your life for you. No one can live your life for you or decide on what's important for you. You must do that yourself. So once you go through the initial step of removing your focus on other people's road to their riches and their successes, and two, before I get ahead of myself, you cannot, and this is the only true obstacle to your success and your road to riches is yourself. You cannot be your own worst enemy. Do not be your obstacle. There are so many different factors and challenges that you are going to face as you go towards your road, on your road to riches, right? When you go down that path and you're doing everything you can to get to what you've set out to get to, right? On your hero's journey, you're going to be met with obstacles and challenges and frustrations and unexpected events and things that just you couldn't anticipate. So why would you set yourself an unsurmountable task of trying to get past yourself? You can't stop yourself from doing this. There's enough forces out there that you've got to fight through and beat to get moving. So don't be your own obstacle, okay? Don't let the mindset trick you or confuse you, say, like, oh, I look at that person and they have all these nice things, but I don't have the network they have, or I'm not blessed to have the resources that they have, or I wasn't born into a family that had connections, power, money, you name it. Like, some of us start further down the game board than others, and that's an advantage to them, and some of us don't, but we're all on the game board playing. And when you realize and focus on the game board and forget about the players, forget about those other pieces that are making their way down the board, you'll be far better off for it, and you'll thank yourself for it, right? So don't be your own obstacle, okay? Don't let yourself get in the way of your own success. Now, when you forget about other people's success and their road to riches, and you acknowledge, or not acknowledge, when you, I guess when you're accepting of the truth that your riches have nothing to do with anybody else's riches, and the only person that can define what riches are, what your riches are to you, and can walk that road to the riches, you're truly in the game. That's that moment where you sort of, as I say, remove the wasted energy focusing on other people, and you truly understand, and it's like a weight off your shoulders. You sort of, okay, I understand. I've removed all that glitter and attention grabbing content and social media that's in my face 24/7, and I've dialed in. I've understood. I've defined what my road to riches is. Right? What are my riches? What's the road to them? And then you've got all that free energy to put into the focus that you've now cultivated, and you can move towards your riches, and you're far more likely to get there because, one, you've determined what your riches are, and two, you've set a path to them. You cannot possibly get to your riches if you don't know what they are and you don't know how to get there, or at least where to start, or map a path on the way to the riches, right? So when you do that, and I know I'm repeating myself, but repetition helps with learning, and also just for me to solidify the concepts as well. Stop focusing on other people's riches because they're not for you, right? Just completely forget about it, right? Move on from that, and we're on the next step. We're on the next chapter, right? So when you're on your path, as I said, there's a lot of factors and a lot of things and challenges that you're going to face along this way, because, and this is a nice point that I like to share with you guys, is riches are not easily won, right? And they wouldn't be riches or of value to you if they were too easy to obtain. Anything worth something or of value requires work and effort for you to truly value and appreciate it, and understand what you have when you have it because of what you went through to get it, right? So riches that are worth having are not easily won. It's going to be hard, but you're already ahead because you've understood, you've taken that time, you've defined it, you know what the riches are to you, and you're on the path, right? And this is probably a good point for me to mention or bring back into the title of today's episode, right? There are many roads to riches. There is no one path. And what's really cool and fascinating to me is, say you decide that what your riches are to you, what they mean to you, just happen to be identical to somebody else's. Or rather than sort of being frustrated looking at someone else's success, you're inspired and you admire that person, and it motivates you to find the same success. Like, let's say, for example, you look at like someone like Elon Musk starting, SpaceX, and you're like, I want to start a space company. I want to, do my piece on interplanetary travel, right? Like I know, big example, we went right to the highest level, right? But let's say that you're inspired by that too, and that resonates with you, and you feel that, and you're like, this is something I need to do, this is my calling, this is my riches. The most wonderful and beautiful and powerful thing to realize is you can get the same thing that someone else has achieved if it's your riches, and you can do it in a completely different way that they did it and still get there. Like many of you, I'm sure are old enough to drive a car, and if you're not, if you're young and you haven't learnt to drive yet and you're going to, one of the things when you're driving a car is you understand that you have a destination, right? This is the simplest way that I can explain it, or give you an analogy, right? So I live in Brisbane, and Brisbane is a capital city of Queensland in Australia. The third biggest capital city in the country, and Brisbane is designed in basically a giant circle. The city is sort of mapped in almost a circle, and you can go from where I live towards the inner city. You can go left or right, and it just loops in a big circle. And I can choose all different roads to take, and I can go through different routes and scenery, and however I choose to drive there. And ultimately, the destination, the outcome is the same. I still get to the city, right? There are many roads to riches. You don't have to follow someone else's footsteps. You can, if it's beneficial and helpful. Absolutely. You decide, you pick, you get to navigate it. You're the captain of your destiny. I know that sounds corny, but that's real, right? You're the captain of your destiny. No one else is going to come and save the day. There's no, and this is not like, and this is interesting too. Like you think about all those, movies when you're a kid. Those sort of, there's a damsel in distress, and this knight rides in on a white horse to save the day, and that was this old paradigm, that women had, or was projected upon women, or forced upon women, that they had to, wait around for a man to save them. Well, it's the same for men too. There's no one's coming to save you, right? No one's coming to save you. Okay. And I know that might be like abrupt and heavy, or overwhelming to hear that, but you got to hear it. The sooner that you can take that in and understand it and realize that, you're the captain of your destiny. No one's coming to save you. Save yourself. Why wait? You've got the power of God within you. Everything you ever needed to do, or to create, or to become, or discover, it's all in here. All of it. Every piece is just listening and finding it, bringing it out of yourself. So, and what's cool is like when you stop focusing on the riches that aren't for you, you will be able to see your riches and your path more clearly. Right? You imagine, picture yourself now, right? Your head's down, you're looking in a phone, you're scrolling around, and you're sort of looking over here. Who's doing something over there? Oh, what's that person doing over there? Oh, but what about these people? Oh, what's going on over here? Your focus is all over the place. Forget it. As soon as you bring your attention back to your riches, you're looking dead at them. You imagine you're just looking, they're right in front of you. And all you got to do is just reach out. Grab it. And if it's too far to grab, step by step, walk towards it. One foot in front of the other. All you do, concentrate on the next step. I can see it. There's my riches. I've defined it. I know where it is. It's right in front of me. There it is, right there. It's in the distance. It's far. I can barely see it, but I can see it. North Star. Head towards it. Bam. Take the action. Make the steps. Make the plan. Move forward. Keep going. Right? And as a nice little realization, I think that is important to, and you'll discover this when you find your riches, and when you make it there, right? The greatest thing is, it's truly the person you become on your journey. That's the riches, right? All that you went through, every struggle, all the adversity, all the challenges that you faced, and you rose above and grew and stood up and got knocked down and got back up and got knocked down and you got back up again and you kept going. Your riches are you. Who did you become? I say it every time. Who could you become? That's the riches. Beyond reaching what you've set out to do, right? Let's say that your riches is a beautiful family, right? You want to find the girl of your dreams or the guy of your dreams and just be so deeply in love with each other and have this beautiful family of two kids, three kids and a dog, and you've got this safety and security in a house, and you've got good clean water and food, and you've got warm clothes, and you guys are there for each other. That's the dream, right? A beautiful dream to aim towards. And those riches that you've experienced is the wonder of your life that you're holding right now. You've achieved it. And it's like, as I talk about that energy coming back tenfold, the rewards are tenfold because of what you went through to achieve those things and how you can feel about yourself and your journey and what you've accomplished. There's riches everywhere on your road to riches too, right? Don't neglect that. Don't overlook. It's the journey, not the destination. All right, guys. I hope that you guys are valuing the content that I'm creating for you and you appreciate it and it means something to you. I hope that it has impact and is changing your lives, because these are the tools and the concepts and the principles that were taught to me that changed my life for the better and changed it forever, and made my life so much better and more powerful and impactful than it was when I was trying to begin my journey. So if you appreciate this and it means something to you, or you know somebody else that this will be valuable to and can impact their life, please share the video, share the audio, get it out there. Watch more of the content and spread that good hope and the positivity, and we'll make an impact together. All right, guys, this is Wade Vincent, and I appreciate you being here. I will look forward to talking to you again next week. And until then, stay safe and be kind to one another. All right, guys, see you later.